Well, howdy, everybody, and welcome to Nicole Sauce's Thought of the Walk episode. What episode is this? 58. I wanted to talk to you today about a ketogenic journey update, which is why I'm not walking right now. And if anybody in the live stream, I thought, well, since I'm recording from my studio, if any in the live stream has comments or questions about keto and my experience with it, feel free to drop them in. I started on my keto journey, I guess, early 2020 before all of the COVID crazy hit because I realized that I needed to make a change. And so I started documenting it on YouTube. And then with all the things that happened, I stopped, updating. But here's the cool thing. I'm going to start with results. So I started in early 2020 and I was 210 pounds when I did that. And I quickly lost about 20 pounds. So I went down to 190 and that was it. I was pretty much stuck there for a year and a half from that time. And the way I did keto originally is I had a lot of keto treats and I did what would be called dirty keto. So I would eat, sugars and other things whenever I wanted to, and then mostly just eat the low carb, high fat diet that is keto. I got really purposeful about working out, and then my gym was closed down, and then my gym went out of business, and then I had to figure out how do I get exercise, other ways because my gym's not coming back after all that. So that was that. And then in 2021, I was like, man, I got to get serious about this because 190 is not acceptable. I need to go lower. I want to be down a couple more sizes. It's healthier for me. My feet hurt when I walk on them because I'm too heavy. So 2021, I gained 5 pounds. I gained in August. I looked around. I was like, holy cow, Nicole, like you got to get off your butt and do something. And I started in, I guess it was July, walking every day pretty much with my dogs. And then I lost one of my dogs that I'd had for a long time. And then I ate or drank anything I wanted for the entire month of August, resulting in a 5 pound increase in Nicole sauce. And that's when I thought, you know what? Seriously, lifestyle change, long term, stick to it and design something you can stick to. And that's when Serious September started. In September, I lost 6 pounds. So I ended up at 190 again, basically by the end of September, starting at 196. So somewhere in there, an extra pound had come on. And here's what I did in September. I went full on keto. So very careful about any carbs at all. Like if I was going to have a tortilla, that was my carbs for the day. That one tortilla. I kept them under 25, not 20. A lot of people recommend 20. I did net carbs, not gross carbs. Yeah. So I did not gross. But I didn't eat funny things like fake keto bread where they have a bunch of carbs. So I could have done gross carbs too. Like net carbs is minus the fiber. It's all of the carbs minus the carbs that are locked in fiber because they say your body won't absorb it. And then that's net carbs. But most of what I ate in September was meat and vegetable matter that I had sourced locally. So I get local grass-fed beef. We raise our own animals here, so we have pork and poultry from here. And I pretty much didn't eat any commercial meat except for the bacon I already had. And then I ate vegetables. So I ate squashes, which have some carbs in them. I ate greens. I ate peppers. I ate green onions. I ate whatever. So it was like what most of my meals looked like was, oh, and eggs, because I raised ducks and I have eggs. So I would eat, bacon and eggs in the morning or sausage and eggs or whatever was left over from the night before scrambled into the eggs. And then at dinner, it would be some meat centric thing. And I didn't count calories. I ate till I was full. I didn't worry about anything. Especially during that first transition time. If I was snacky at a weird time of day, like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, I would have cheese or meat and just kept my carbs down, tracked it for the first couple weeks. And then other than that, I was allowed indulgences. And an indulgence means I can have an ounce and a half of alcohol on one day, for example. If I use poker chips. So if I take a poker chip and take it out of the thing because I get a certain number a week, then that's 1.5 ounces of alcohol or half of a chocolate bar, which are little chocolate bars. So it's probably 2 ounces of chocolate, not a ton. And I can do that on, say, a Monday. And then Tuesday, I'm not allowed to use indulgence. And then I can do it Wednesday again. So never 2 days in a row, up to 4 a week. It's hard for me to use 4 a week because some weeks, depending on the day I start, I can't. And it resets every Sunday. So that was kind of how I approached it. And then I decided that for my long-term life, I like things like pizza and sushi and pasta and cheesecake. And you know what? If I'm going to have some of that, I have some of that one time a month. So I can go off the wagon one time a month. I can go out to eat somewhere and get something. I might let myself do 2 times a month in November and December because holidays, like Thanksgiving, I'm having mashed potatoes, 100%. So that's what I did. And here's the October update. I'm down another 2 pounds. So I'm 188 pounds now as of today. I'm hoping to get another 2 pounds before the end of the month. But if I don't, I don't. Here's my philosophy on the whole keto thing is it's not about how fast can I lose the weight. It's how can I change my lifestyle so the weight comes off, stays off, I feel better, and I am healthier for the long term. And here's some lessons learned. One, I got stuck at 190 again until I cut commercial milk out of my diet completely. When I have commercial milk, I gain weight. And by that, I mean like commercial heavy whipping cream to put in my coffee. So I have a goat herd share and I get goat's milk and I use that in my coffee now. And if I go off of that, I gain weight. So they are putting something in my milk that is inflammatory because it's water weight that I gain and it halts my weight loss. So guys, be careful of the commercial milk. I'm also getting soy milk, soy feed free goat grass fed milk, right? So I don't know if it's maybe the soy in grains that they feed dairy cows, if they do that, or what it is. Two, halfway through September, when I was in ketosis and adjusted and had gone through the keto flu and had gone through the toxin dump, which I'll tell you about, I started intermittent fasting because I was still kind of plateauing around 190. And what that looks like is I eat breakfast at lunch. I eat breakfast between 12 and 1 usually. It's bacon and eggs. And then I eat one more meal by 6 or 7, depending on how my schedule goes. Again, totally keto. And then after that, if I get snacky, I don't eat. I drink water, or if it's an emergency, I have a cup of broth. But I decided to start doing that. And what and guys, I don't feel hungry most of the time unless it's near my cycle during the intermittent fasting. So it was totally natural for me. And basically what that did was cut out a whole meal of the day. And I don't really like pound more food in between. So if I can eat anything I want that's keto between 12 and 6, 12 and 7, around there. And that's worked really well. And I feel better in the morning and my mind is sharper. And that's awesome. 2, keto treats. Remember how I told you about those indulgences? Keto treats are things like keto bread, keto tortillas, keto cheesecake, keto candies, keto crackers. All of those things usually have almond flour and other stuff in them. They often have monk fruit or stevia, which I actually cannot eat stevia because it makes me completely crazy. Like it would be like taking speed for somebody else. It makes me very uncomfortable. Erythritol, like all of those fake sweeteners, it's still a keto treat. And if I get in the habit of having that keto treat every single day, what I have found is it halts any of my weight loss or progress. And so if I'm going to have a keto treat, okay, I'll have a keto treat, but I have to use one of my indulgences for that. So I might as well, if I'm going to have cheesecake, just have cheesecake. Also, I'm way more sensitive to sweet now. So I prefer cheesecake with almost no sugar in it. It's more about the cheese and the texture, right? So that's what I've gotten to with keto treats. Keto treats equals any treat. So if I'm going to have a keto sandwich with keto bread, that is an indulgence that I've used up. And I could have had 1.5 ounces of gin instead, or some of my chocolate. And I'm not giving up chocolate. I like chocolate way too much. The one cheat day or 2 cheat days, I think 2 would be okay as long as it's not like go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and like cram stuff in my face. I don't do that anyway because that food at those buffets is usually pretty crappy quality. But My cheat day in September was sushi. I went and had sushi rolls with rice in them. That was the cheat part, right? I gained 2 pounds after that because I chart my weight every morning. Gained 2 pounds after that. It took me 3 days to go back to 0. But then I started losing weight again. So you can see when you do something like that, it kind of sets you back a little bit, but you can get over it. I do those because if I'm going to be changing my lifestyle to be ketogenic, I'm going to stick to it and not go back and forth and back and forth and up and down like big amounts. Because if I go off keto right now, I'll probably put on 20 pounds in 4 months or something. I mean, the original jump happened, it was a metabolic issue and I gained 20 pounds in 2 weeks. And that's when I was like, holy cow, something's wrong. And something is wrong. Like something's wrong to make my metabolism do that. Right. And the way I'm controlling it is by changing what I eat. And it's as much as possible, no grocery store foods. Like it's all about homegrown and home canned around here. And we're trying to do that with the meats. Dairy's my weak point. It always has been, but I'm getting better at that. I make cheese. I do still buy cheese. If I had a good source for cow milk, though, I would probably make more of the cheddar. I'd probably make all my cheddar because now that I'm doing keto, I don't eat that much cheese or as much as I did. Let's talk about the other thing that happened. So my body changed shape. My waist goes in again. The bra bulge, you know what I'm talking about, ladies, like the bra bulge under your arm, right, under your arm where it kind of bulges out on the side from the back, and it's like your shape goes bloop, and then we wear shaping wear for that. My bra bulge almost completely disappeared. It's not 100% gone, but it's almost completely gone in only 2 months, which is a big deal for me because I was like, wow, I don't look that good from the back because it's just bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. So that was kind of cool. And then the toxin dump happened. When I had my toxin dump, I got big boiling zits on my face right before a video live stream. I just went on that live stream with the North Star, like whatever happens, happens, right? But the bigger thing is, and I have a foot issue in the ball of my right foot between two toes, a nerve gets pinched. And it's why you will probably never see Nicole Sauce in a set of heels. And half the time you see me kicking my shoes off when I'm at an event because my feet hurt. Almost all shoes hurt my feet. In fact, I can't think of any pair of shoes I have that doesn't hurt my feet at some point. Even my Birkenstocks, even my super wide shoes. Like if I'm in the same shoe for too long, this problem comes up. It keeps me from exercising. It impacts me when I'm trying to hike. If I drive for too long, it makes it worse. Like this is a problem that's been in my life for a long time. Now that I am 22 pounds lighter, it doesn't hurt as much when I stand on it. And I think if I lose another 18 pounds, it's going to be a lot better than it's been. I really think that that will help improve the issue, but it's there. So for the toxin dump, like out of nowhere, one day, I totally like got up and couldn't walk on that foot at all. Like I did not go for my thought of the walk that day. I didn't take the dogs anywhere. I limped around and whined about it the whole day. Couldn't figure out what I had possibly done. I could not put shoes on, and I was like limping around the house trying not to hurt myself too much, and like a couple of times fell down because it hurt so bad. Guys, I think that was a toxin dump in that joint of the ball of my foot, which is kind of interesting. So that is what the toxin dump was. I also at one point thought I had coronavirus because I had been exposed to it. And then I was really fatigued and I had some of the symptoms of it. I told everybody to stay away from me. And then I realized I had the keto flu. Yeah. Keto flu is a thing. What happens when your body's adjusting to a new diet is that you may feel achy. You may get a headache. I didn't get a fever. I had a scratchy throat. I couldn't, like at 2 in the afternoon, I wanted to take a nap. And you know what? I gave myself space because I could. I gave myself space to just go with that. Now, the last lesson learned about keto is thinking in advance is really important for keto. And I'm traveling a lot right now. So between now and Thanksgiving, I will be on the road all the time. I have a cooler that plugs into my car to keep food cool. And when I go on a trip, I pre-cook bacon. I bring bratwurst that I pre-cooked. I bring some dehydrated meals that I can rehydrate, like chili or whatnot, like meat chili, guys, like keto chili. I bring a can of soup. I bring tinned oysters. I bring cheese that I can eat. Summer sausage is a good one. I then hard boil eggs. And what I did last time is instead of hard boiled eggs as my eating, I brought deviled eggs. So I deviled them with some mayonnaise and pickled beets. really good. So, instead of bacon and eggs in the morning that I cooked, morning being noon, I I just had a couple of deviled eggs and some of this pre-cooked bacon from the cooler. And then I brought commercial heavy whipping cream because I don't have access to non-commercial heavy whipping cream. And when I was done with the whole trip, I hadn't gone out to eat. I had stayed keto the whole time, came home, had lost weight, even though I was sitting my butt in the car for 3 days. So that's the last lesson learned, is finding ways to have quick snacks like that, or ways to pre-game your food before you go out of town and not rely on the restaurant, really helps you stay on target. Although you can also just order a bunch of meat at a restaurant, but then you got to go to the restaurant, waste time. And you know what I'm saying? When you got 14 hours to drive, I don't want to sit down and have a taco. I want to have a taco while I'm driving. So instead, I have bacon and eggs, or I have summer sausage and cheese, or I quickly pull over, pop up the camp stove because I have like a little hiker camp stove, quickly boil up some water, throw it in a dehydrated meal, eat it, and we're done. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this keto update. It's a lot of information all in one live stream, but I thought you'd be interested in hearing where I've gone, and I'll keep you updated again. We're now going into the holiday season. I am going to allow myself to have Christmas cookies and Christmas cakes and Christmas chocolate and mashed potatoes and chestnut dressing and turkey and ham. I'm going to allow those things on the day once, rather than every day for the entire months of November and December. So I'm pretty sure I'll do okay. Let me know how you're doing on your keto journey. I know a lot of you have started, or on your paleo journey, or on any of your other personal improvement journeys. I really think taking control of your health is a very important part of homesteading successfully, because you got to be there for your animals, right? And to raise the plants, and just for taking control of your life. When you feel better, you do better. It is what it is. I will be back on Sunday with another Thought of the Walk. Make it a great week.